Roar. Tell me, Cocoa Puff. Roar.
If a customer wants a pickle, you give them a pickle, right?
What's going on? Come on, people. Hey, Talkin Baloney.
We are back.
We are in the studio, ready to bring you what? Hey, now. Yeah, we are back on this nice sunny day, bringing Talkin Baloney live to the Baloney Nation.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're in summer now, basically.
Basically, it's summer. I do have this hoodie on because I didn't have much clean laundry.
You got the hoodie, and you also have a nice warm beverage. What do you got there?
So listen, drinking the first ever Jimbo Joe's coffee.
Wow.
Whew, let me.
Sounds good.
Oh, delicious. Good to the last drop. No, that's somebody else's slogan.
No,
can't say that. Folks, I just want you to know the bold richness flavor of Jimbo Joe's coffee is like a snowflake. It just...
I think you want to say snowflake.
It's like a snowstorm. It just intensifies as it comes down.
It's like a blizzard? No.
Like a blizzard. Wait, no, that's
DQ.
DQ. The hell are we gonna call our coffee?
Well, we have still like 7 years to work that out.
Yeah, 7 or 8 years still to work it out. COVID is obviously taking its toll on most mom and pop businesses, some bigger places and stuff like that. So unfortunately, the only cup of Jimbo Joe's coffee is right here.
That's it.
Is it? There's no more. One cup. That's all we got.
But it's good though, right?
But man, just for you folks again. Oh, it's delicious. Oh, just the flavor is just when it hits your lips, it's so good.
Now we actually have this happened once before, but you have a correction.
I apparently misled the Baloney Nation with one of our podcast episodes. A very what do you want to say? Intense listener of commercials on TV, aka Aunt Paula.
Aunt Paula.
Aunt Paula was nice enough to point out to the producers of this show that Bigfoot in the Geico commercial, his name is Daryl and not David.
You called him Dave?
I called him Dave.
Wow. So
we want to thank our subscriber. We'll be shutting off your link to the podcast.
Come on, people. What's going on?
But I do want to say thank you for, keeping us honest here at Talkin Baloney. Because
that's what we want from our listeners, to let us know if we mess up.
Give us feedback. Let us know. Because if something we're saying is, we don't have fact checkers on this show. It's not in our budget.
No. And it wouldn't hurt if we say something correct for them to say, "Hey, nice job."
Yeah. It'd be nice if the Paulas of the world would reach out to the show and say, "Awesome show." Yeah, buddy. So thank you for that feedback. Duly noted.
So this week,
in
our continuing series on, hey, you remember the 80s?
Yeah.
We're going to talk a little 80s family sitcoms.
Oh, man.
Now, when you hear that, what's the first show that comes to mind?
Ooh. So, Alex P. Keaton. Family Ties. Growing Pains. Alf.
Well, let's take this one at a time.
Yeah. Family Ties, probably number one, first and foremost.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton, you made the show.
Michael J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox. Whoops.
Whoop, there's another correction.
Damn it.
Aunt Paula. She's on the hotline.
We need a phone call.
So Family Ties was a great show.
Ahead of its time.
Yeah, it was funny, and it kind of set the trend for doing those serious episodes. Mm-hmm. Everyone loves it when, Alex's best friend is a drug addict. I don't know.
But at the end of the show, everything was fine. Everybody was happy.
Again.
Simpler times, I guess.
Yeah. Remember the excitement of the new season would come out, and you'd want to see like what the opening of the show was. And that one year they had the family portrait where they were like painting. And
You know what's funny? I can remember back in the 80s when these shows were on is I can remember there was no such thing, folks, as microwave popcorn yet.
oh,
My dad, a.k.a. Pops, was going to be on the show, folks, one day to
We
talk.
hope.
Oh, yeah. He's planning on coming on and tell us why Pete Rose is supposed to be in the Hall of Fame. So be ready, folks. It's going to be lively. You're about to hear it from a man that's been around a long time. But, and listen, trust me when I say this, you better be listening. He's going to drop some jewels on us.
that's right.
But I can remember when Family Ties would come on, he'd go out to the kitchen, he'd get his big old pan out, and he'd pour the hot oil in the pan, and he'd pour the kernels in there, put a lid on it, and stand there and shake it over the fire.
Was this like Jiffy Pop or was this?
Real bag popcorn.
Wow.
And he would put some time and effort into it. Back for family time. For Family Matters.
Well, Family Ties was a part of the NBC lineup, usually with the Cosby Show.
Yes.
The Cosby Show is, of course, one of the biggest hits of all time.
Yep.
I don't know if we can really talk about it.
Yeah, I think we're bound by some legal stuff that listen, the show was good.
Yeah,
We'll leave it there.
it was a funny show.
Yep. We can celebrate all the other folks that were on that show and the successes they had. But the
You
rest,
mentioned Growing Pains.
Growing Pains,
That was a good show.
the Seaver family,
The Seavers, yeah,
another show that touched on some serious topics.
they did.
I think in the pilot episode, the character played by Kirk Cameron steals a car.
Really?
I believe so.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah. Actually, folks, it's on Roku. The whole entire season.
Well,
It's on
there you
Roku. Shout out to Roku.
Growing Pains had Alan Thicke as
Yes.
the father.
Yep. Not the singer, folks.
It was his father, right?
Yeah. They are related.
Yes. And he was like a psychiatrist who worked at home.
Worked at home. He has his little home office, and
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
And of course, as any psychiatrist would probably tell you, their kids are the ones.
That probably should be in therapy.
Yeah. And he had Kirk Cameron and Tracy Gold was the sister. There's another kid there.
Yeah, the annoying one.
Yeah.
Let's call him the annoying one. He was like my brother Mad Dog growing up. You know, oh yeah, the annoying one. Or I'm sorry, in our family, he's called the anointed one. Shout out to Mad Dog.
Yeah. We should have not answer our phones for the next few days.
Yeah. But you know what's funny is even for the 80s, Mom and Dad were a little frisky on the show.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it was different times, I guess.
Yeah, well, a lot had changed. If you go back to like the Brady Bunch and those kind of sitcoms, the parents, I think they were the first couple on TV to be shown in the same bed.
Yes. Yeah, because your Brady Bunches weren't they always in separate beds with a little nightstand between the two of them?
Well, yeah, the shows that came before, like Ozzie and Harriet and I Love Lucy, you name it, they were always
Leave it to
separate
Beaver.
beds. Yeah. Growing Pains also had the launch of what's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo. The Nardo. Hey, Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, folks, dropping some jewels on you right now. Yeah.
So we talked about those shows. There's another show you mentioned, right?
I mean, we got to mention Alf.
Elf. Great show.
Punky Brewster.
Well, let's stick with Elf for now.
Alf, the furry, lovable alien.
Yeah.
What was he anyway?
The planet Melmac, right?
Melmac, that's right.
He ate cats.
He ate cats. We all should. I mean, obviously they were trying to tell us something back then.
How would that go over in your household where you had so many cats? Like,
You know, it would have solved the problem. What are we having tonight? Cat stew.
Pippa. We're having a little Pippa.
Pipper, hop in the frying pan. What do we have for dinner tonight? We're having the babe broiled. You gotta love an alien that eats cats.
Yeah.
Little furball problems, but other than that, I mean, hey, it's less money you got to spend on cat food.
Alf was the king of the one-liner.
Yes. Yes, he was. Didn't he have... do you remember any of his one-liners?
I wish I did.
Me neither. Folks, remember, this was in the 80s, so...
I remember whatever one-liner he would say would usually be followed with, "Ha, I kill me."
Oh, yes, I remember that. So, folks, if you want to write into the show and tell us your favorite Alf story...
Oh, please do.
Please do.
And correct us if we've made any mistakes.
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah.
Alf is spelled A-L-F.
Stands for Alien Life Form.
That's right, folks. No correction there needed.
How about Different Strokes?
Different Strokes was, what you talking about, Willis?
That's right.
Yeah.
Gary Coleman.
The Drummonds.
The Drummonds.
The Drummond family in their penthouse suite.
And it was Mr. Drummond and his housekeeper.
Yep.
Who went on to spin off into her own show, Facts of Life.
You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have
Facts
the
of
Facts of Life. What was the annoying one on that show? Natalie. Though you had Blair. Blair was the one that was...
she was the snob.
The snobby one.
You had Joe, who was the boy.
Tomboyish one who used to fix the motorcycles.
Yeah.
And you had Tootie.
Tootie.
Yeah.
Who was also in other sitcoms before Facts of Life. I feel like she might have dated Willis on Different Strokes or something.
Oh, see, folks, education. This is what we're doing for you today, folks. Yeah. Shout out to Jimbo Joe's Coffee coming at you again for another sip. Oh, it's so good.
Different Strokes. Gary Coleman, he started to get older, and then they brought in like a new wife for Mr. Drummond, and he had like a new kid who was a little redhead kid with a bad haircut who used to sing country songs all the time.
Dead show at that point.
Yeah, that was a death knell.
Yep.
It's funny. We every show we've talked about, I think they've all brought in younger child actors towards the end of the run,
and they failed.
Yeah,
they failed miserably.
Family Ties brought in. I remember the actor's name was Brian Bonsall.
Okay.
New kid, the little brother. Different Strokes brought in the redhead. Cosby Show was constantly bringing in kids. It's like as soon as Rudy got a little older, all of a sudden here's Raven Simone.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, and then there was like engaged or married couples coming back to the house too, wasn't there?
Yep.
Yeah. Introduce more characters to the show.
Growing Pains we mentioned. They brought in DiCaprio. And, I think they also had a new family member, like a little sister for the later seasons too.
Yeah. See, folks, that's what happens. You stay true to your original format, it's a winner.
It is kind of true. It's like you have a family sitcom, you have to have kids. The kids get older. It was like all of a sudden, well, we need a new kid.
Yeah. Oh, man. So let's think of another show.
Yeah. Well, Silver Spoons.
Silver Spoons. The guy that was so rich, he had the kid with the train that drove around the house.
Yeah. All the toys you could think of, arcade games everywhere.
And he seemed to never be happy.
Well, he was always the kid with Ricky Schroeder.
Ricky Schroeder.
He was always trying to hook his dad up with the...
That's right. He was always trying to hook his dad up with another woman.
Yeah.
So we got... Man, I'm telling you, there's a bunch of them. We got Emmanuel. Remember that little show with...
You're thinking of Webster.
Webster.
Yeah, Emmanuel was a different show on Cinemax that your brother used to watch.
Emmanuel. Oh, the old squiggly lines on Cinemax. Yeah, Emmanuel, Lost in Space. Good show, folks. Very educational, very family friendly.
Yeah. Shout out to the Butchman.
Yeah, shout out to the Butchman. Squiggly lines. Channel, what was it? Channel 47 cable purchase, whatever it was.
So anyway, Webster was a different show.
Yep.
That was
Webster.
Emmanuel Lewis.
Emmanuel Lewis moved in with.
Well, the Alex Karras, the old football player, was the father.
That's right. That was a good show.
It was all right.
A little
weird.
Little tear-jerky kind of a show. More serious.
I throw that show with Punky Brewster, a show you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
They were kind of similar, kind of adopted kids.
Yeah, kids kind of searching for their original parents.
In the 80s, there were a bunch of like revivals of old shows.
Yeah.
So you had What's Happening Now.
Well,
the original What's Happening was probably 70s. I remember they did the new Leave It to Beaver on Superstation TBS with the, of course, Beaver Cleaver and his brother Wally and their friend Eddie Haskell, who recently passed away. All grown up, and they have kids of their own. And, of course, the kids were all just like their parents. So
I always used to get that show and Dennis the Menace mixed up.
Leave It to Beaver and Dennis the Menace?
They were very similar.
Kind of. That Dennis was a menace.
He was a menace. That's why, folks, that's why adoption should be legal in some states. Oh, it is. It is legal.
It's totally legal. Encouraged, even.
Oh, yeah. Especially if your kid is Dennis the Menace. Put him up for adoption. Get rid of him. Get a new one.
So we're just about done talking about the 80s sitcoms because we got to get to our next segment with our first-time guest.
First-time guest on the show. We're going to have Mini Me. So, folks, she really is only 3'11". She's from the land down under and not Australia.
Okay.
And her little sidekick G Money is going to be on the show. She's our youngest podcast subscriber ever to our show. And Mr. Jay Wood will be on the show. And they are the loving family from the Elmira area.
The south side of Elmira.
Yeah, Elmira. But let's just say that Mini Me has been a long time coming on this show. She's not big on the social media, podcasts. She's not big on all this technology stuff. And we told her, I said, if you want to be somebody in this world, you need to be on this podcast. This is where it's happening right now, folks. 1 million+ subscribers can't be wrong.
I feel like every time you say that, I should correct it. We're a little less than 1 million. We'll just say that.
Little less than 1 million, but almost there.
It's within distance.
Yeah.
Kind of like how the moon is within distance.
Another 999,985 subscribers. We're there.
So we're going to go to break, and we actually do have a spot to play in this break.
Oh, yeah?
It's a teaser, if you will.
Ooh, a teaser, folks.
For next week's show.
You guys, this is big. This is years in the making. This could be the next big thing to hit the New York area. You want to be part of it. Just saying.
And we'll be right back.
Welcome to Talkin Baloney. Me, Jim Deezy, sitting here with the big guy.
What is going on, Jim Deezy?
What's going on? Folks, just a little teaser on things to come.
Oh, man, coming up?
Oh, it's going to be big.
Yeah.
Epic. Biblical. Little tough guy action coming your way.
Oh, man.
Oh, watch out. The one and only Ty Bowie coming on the show.
We're doing a retrospective.
Roar. Calvin Cocoa Pop.
If a customer wants a pickle, you give them a pickle, right?
What's going on? Come on, people. What is going on?
Roar. Calvin Cocoa Pop. Roar.
Welcome, Baloney Nation. Live. Talkin Baloney. Jim Deezy and the big guy sitting here live in studio.
We are. And we've got a guest on the phone as we speak.
We have three special guests
What in the world?
Making her debut. Actually, all three of them are making their debut today. We got Mini-Me.
Hi, this is Mini-Me.
We got G-Money.
Hey, this is G-Money.
Hey, our youngest subscriber to the podcast and our highest contribution to date for donations. Mini-Me is cutting the check as we speak for $100.
Just don't try to cash it.
And her faithful husband, Jay Wood, is live in the well, he's not in the studio, folks, but he's live on the air.
Well, hello there.
Mr. Excitement.
Yeah. So, Jay Wood, how's the weather where you're at today? You got the top down on the Jeep?
Top's been off for like a month. Doors been off.
Man.
My wife and child won't get in. Don't want to mess with her.
And I keep watching Disney Plus every game, going in the pool.
So, what are you doing with your time there, G-Money?
Just watching Disney Plus and just sitting home and relaxing.
Well, that sounds like fun.
What's your favorite show on Disney Plus?
Wizards of Waverly.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Star Wars.
Nope.
No, you're. So, what is Wizard of Waverly?
It's like a wizard show.
Okay, all right. So,
Is it funny?
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes?
Yeah.
Is it as funny as Jay Wood and Mini-Me?
Yes.
So, folks, that's our youngest subscriber to our podcast right there. Probably more educated than myself.
And myself.
Especially now, her mother is her second grade teacher.
Yeah, in this day and age of quarantining and homeschooling, that is also, Mini-Me is also a board-certified teacher now.
I think all parents are now.
Yeah. Yes.
They assume the role.
Yeah.
How's that experience going, the homeschooling?
Actually, it's going well. I have a really good kid, and we have a really good school, so I think it's going well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So is that your corporate answer, or is that your...
It sounds like she's getting an A+ in Disney Plus.
Well, that's, you know what? I'm glad, you know what, if anybody deserved a break from the world today, it was you. So I'm glad you're getting a chance to spend some time at home on the taxpayer's dime and
Calvin Cocoa Puff.
And Dash is here online.
Oh, yeah?
Who's Dash? Dash is he has like he's a dog and he always sleeps with us.
Stash is the dog, folks. For those of you that don't know Stash, he's the dog.
And he wears clothes.
And he's as tall as Mini-Me.
Wow.
Yeah.
3 feet tall.
3 feet tall.
Hey, 3'11".
So when he stands up on his hind legs, is he as tall as you are yet, or no?
He's to my hip, so he's getting there.
All right. So Jay Wood, you take the dog out for a ride in the Jeep at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually I stop on for him. I don't want to scare him. He's just a little dog.
Yeah. I know how it is with the animals.
Oh, yeah.
We got a house full.
It's fancy, you know?
Yep. So in this, so are you teaching regular lessons, Mini-Me, or are you just winging it?
No, her school has like a whole thing that they follow every day. So you got to hand in the work through the internet and all that stuff. And nope, we're doing great with it actually. And then afterwards we get out and we enjoy the backyard that we made into a nice little oasis.
So have you asked the school for a refund yet? Being that you're paying all that money and you're doing all the work?
They actually are very good at keeping up with everything. So I can't complain there in this kind of crazy time. They've done great.
So, if you had to relate what's going on today in your household to an 80s sitcom, what show would you think it would be, Mary Mini-Me? Mary Mini-Me?
Oh gosh, I don't even know. Let's go with I don't know. Was Richie Rich around then?
Oh, that's Silver Spoons.
Yeah.
Oh, Silver Spoons.
Oh, she went all Silver Spoons.
We hit the lotto and I don't know.
I know, but well, I mean,
Wait, that was about a rich family.
Well, I think it was about a kid who had everything they wanted. Including
Well,
like
yeah,
all the
okay.
toys and-
So yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and we can pretend.
Okay.
I mean,
Let's say Alex P. Keaton.
oh yeah, that was Family Ties, right?
Family Ties. There you go.
I like Family Ties.
Yep, that was Alex P. Keaton in the Fam. What about? Go ahead.
Growing Pains, right?
Goes my next one to say. Growing Pains.
Yeah, that was a good one. I always had a crush on the one that I won't say the name over the air.
Oh, we can slander people. It's all right. We just don't say. All right. You mean you're talking Kirk Cameron?
Well, no, his friend there.
Boner?
Oh, Boner.
Calvin Cocoa Pop.
Oh yeah.
Roar.
That, folks, really was his name on the show. We don't know why. We don't want to ask.
It was the 80s.
It was the 80s. Everybody was doing it. So, Jay Wood, what would be one of your favorite shows from back in the day?
Oh my god. I was more into cartoons back then.
Okay. Cartoons are good.
Might be G.I. Joe or He-Man.
Oh, G.I. Joe.
Yeah, you got to think, Jason was just born in the 80s.
Yeah, in the 80s.
That's right. We forgot that Mini-Me was robbing the cradle here, so. She went, folks, Jay Wood was looking for the older cougar. And he found her.
If a customer wants a pickle, you give them a pickle, right?
Yes, you do.
So you said G.I. Joe and He-Man. So if we were talking He-Man, Masters of the Universe. Did you ever dress like He-Man?
I don't think so.
All right,
He
just
still
check.
does.
I don't think so.
So G Money, there you're watching a little Wizards of
Waverly Place.
Waverly Place, and you haven't watched any of the Star Wars stuff yet?
No, she's not really into Star Wars, but she does like, she likes the action shows. Like there's a show called Mech X4 where they slaughter monsters, and Kicking It where they do karate. And
so what you're saying is
Lab Rats, yeah, that's a good one.
G Money doesn't find Star Wars action packed enough to watch. Huh.
She was watching it when she was like round 3 with
kind of feels like why I don't watch it.
with her cousin.
Yeah, she used to watch it with her cousin, like when he'd come here to visit, but not really into that just yet.
Yeah, well,
she does like the action hero type stuff. So
yeah, I'm in my 40s.
There are a lot of strong, positive female role models on the Star Wars shows, though.
Yeah. Well, Princess Leia.
Yeah. She was an icon for women everywhere.
Yep.
She had some cool hair though.
pretty
She
hair.
did have pretty hair.
Hair was iconic.
So, Mini-Me, how are you feeling today? How's everything going? You feeling comfortable? This is your first time ever on a podcast.
Oh yeah, I feel fine.
That's good. That's good. G Money, what are you thinking? How do you feel? You're the only kid in your school that's ever been on a podcast.
Wow.
Yeah, that's big time right there. You're a movie star.
I want to be a movie star.
See? And you got one day when you're getting your Emmy or your Oscar, you can say, I want to thank Talkin Baloney.
I don't know if it's going to be around then. Oh.
Why? What, were you thinking we're going to be dead? we're not that old.
Come on, people. What's going on?
Get my walker out and walk up to the stage and see what's going on.
Hey, what's your name?
Wow.
So, listen, I know this is your first time on the show. We're not going to talk it up. We're not going to run you through the gamut yet, but it's coming one day, so be ready.
I can handle it.
But
and next time you'll be on via Skype, so we can,
via Skype, so we get to meet me in person.
Or I can send you a picture.
Yeah, we're also going to need you to sign some legal forms. Since you can't sue the show. Well, listen, I want to say thank you to Jay Wood, G Money, and Mini Me for making their first debut appearance on Talkin Baloney today.
Thank you for having us.
You are officially... Well, you're welcome. And you guys are officially part of the Baloney Nation.
That's right.
Wow.
Our million subscribers will be listening to this tonight.
Well, that's good. I haven't unsubscribed you yet. So.
Wow.
Well, hey, listen.
She hasn't responded to my friend request on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. What's this say? Friend request you on Facebook? You don't even respond to that either. All right, guys. Have a great day. All right. Fix your pool.
Calvin Cocoa Pop.
Welcome to Talkin Baloney. Me, Jim Deezy, sitting here with the big guy.
What is going on, Jim Deezy?
What's going on? Folks, just a little teaser. A little teaser on things to come.
Oh, man, coming up?
Oh, it's going to be big.
Yeah.
Epic. Biblical. Little tough guy action coming your way.
Oh, man.
Oh, watch out. The one and only Ty Bowie coming on the show.
We're doing a retrospective.
Roar. Calvin Cocoa Pop.
If a customer wants a pickle, you give them a pickle, right?
What's going on? Come on, people. What is going on?
I had this coffee. I'm getting woozy. Oh, crap.
We're back.
Welcome back, Baloney Nation. How the heck are you?
Caught you off guard there.
Woohoo! Mixing my last few sips of Jimbo Joe's coffee. Coming to you live. Just want you to know, folks, McDonald's iced coffee got nothing on Jimbo Joe's coffee.
That's right.
Made with great detail,
Loving care.
love and care, and extra creamer.
Yeah.
Organic extra creamer, folks.
We learned a few things today.
Yep.
Creamer lasts a surprisingly long time.
Almost. The fact that it's got milk in it and it can last for 3-4 months is kind of scary. But, you know, you put a little hand sanitizer in anything and it's good to go.
Who's that hand sanitizer brought
folks,
to us by?
check this out. If you're ever in the Elmira area,
That's hard to say.
folks, you got to stop at good old Pudgy's Pizza. The best pizza ever made. There is no better, period. Hands down, the best pizza. And they're not even a sponsor of ours. But I'm telling you right now, you can't go wrong with pizza that has hand sanitizer being sold on the counters. Folks, because they care about you.
And your camera is not playing tricks on you. That is the color of urine.
Yes. Beautiful.
Which kind of makes sense. Like, you know, if you get like a sea urchin stuck in your leg, what's the first thing you do is you pee on it.
Get the infection out.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong. Look, light bulb idea.
So we're wrapping up today's show. We had a great conversation with Mini Me and the whole family.
Yep.
We started the day talking 80s sitcoms. And there's a couple that we failed to mention that we really have to talk about.
Yeah.
First up, Married with Children.
Al Bundy.
One of the all-time greats.
Everybody has somebody in their family that you can relate to Al Bundy.
What's great about the whole Bundy family is they weren't afraid to fight with anyone they encountered.
Yep.
How many of their episodes ended with them just brawling with someone at a playground or the shopping mall?
Every episode, they were arguing or fighting with somebody. And what I can relate to is the fact they never had money.
Yeah. And they also hated each other until someone insulted the family, and then they were all for one.
And that was, you don't insult. The only people that insult the Bundys are the Bundys.
That's right. I think a lot of people could relate to that.
Oh, yeah. Great show. Ran from the 80s to the 90s, folks.
And that was the first show on the Fox network.
Yep.
Which makes it a historic show.
Yeah. And they don't have a lot of good shows anymore, so
They didn't have a lot of good shows back then either.
No, they did not.
I remember Married with Children debuted. One of the other shows that debuted was The Adventures of Beans Baxter. You remember that show? No.
No, you don't.
So another big show that we didn't mention, The Wonder Years.
The Wonder Years. Mr. Savage.
Fred Savage.
Fred Savage. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, that was a great show. Very emotional. Took you on a roller coaster ride of emotions through every episode.
And you forget it's a show from the 80s because it all takes place in the 60s.
Yeah. Kind of like a older version of the Goldbergs from today's world TV.
Right. Goldberg's similar concept.
Similar concept.
Yeah.
Shout out to Patton Oswalt for all of his voiceovers in that show. Great job.
Well, doing the voiceovers in Wonder Years was Daniel Stern, who is one of the wet bandits from the Home Alone movies.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's the tall guy.
He's not Joe Pesci.
Did you hear Joe Pesci do the voiceover for that show? Would have been awesome. Hey, yo!
That would have been a totally different show.
Is this a mob show?
More like Goodfellas, the younger years.
Hey. Yeah, that was a good show. I can tell you, man. There was some relatable material in that show. He chased that girl forever.
Yeah, and he had the nerdy neighbor.
Yep.
Paul.
Yes.
Who was allergic to everything.
Yep.
I remember one of the early episodes. For lunch, he just had 2 slices of white bread. I think we all know someone like that.
Yeah, we do. The Wonder Years.
Great show.
Awesome. Hey, why don't you shoot us in a tweet there, Paula, and let us know if we got that one right.
Share your favorite moments from the 80s sitcoms with us, too.
Yeah, we'd like to hear it. We'll actually answer you. Obviously, you can tell we take our viewer feedback seriously. Do we?
Sometimes.
It depends on who it is.
Yeah.
What do you got to say?
If Mad Dog calls in.
Mad Dog, say ha.
We got our ratings in, too.
Uh-oh.
Turns out we have a huge viewership in Australia.
Eh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Canada.
So,
never mind.
No. Yeah.
From down under, yo.
Put another podcast on the Barbie.
I
don't know.
Yeah. Hey, mate. Good day. Listen, man. It just goes to show that our global reach.
That's right. The show is international.
International, folks.
We have listeners in Germany. We have listeners in Australia.
Yep.
We even have listeners in Pennsylvania.
You know what's funny is if you go back to our first debut episode, I said we will have international listeners. We are a global phenom. I'm telling you, the show is, I'm telling you, it's where it's at, man. You got to be part of the show. Hell yeah.
All right.
People are calling in already. The lines are lighting up. Oh, no, that's just buttons on the machines.
All right. So we're wrapping this up.
Next week, folks.
Next week is a huge show.
Huge show.
The Big Files.
Returns. Whoo-wee. You don't want to miss it.
Oh, man. We're going to have, via Skype,
a couple
of the stars of the show.
Mr. Ty Bowie himself.
Mr. Ty Bowie.
Ooh-wee.
Might even have Buddy Cracker.
Fresh coffee will be on waiting for you.